We can't walk anymore. Can we stay for one night? What the waitress did left the Hells Angels speechless. The wind howled through the trees like a warning, slicing through the thin walls of the Pinewood Diner on the outskirts of Montana. Snow fell in thick, unrelenting sheets, blanketing the world in silence and danger. Inside, the fluorescent lights flickered softly as Emily Carter wiped down the last booth, her breath visible in the chill that crept through the cracked window frames. She was alone. Again. At 23, Emily had seen more hardship than most people twice her age. Her mother had passed 2 winters ago, and her father had long since vanished into the bottle. The diner, once her mother's pride, was now barely holding on, kept alive by Emily's stubborn hope and calloused hands. She worked double shifts just to keep the lights on, and loneliness had become her quiet companion. Just past midnight, the bell above the door jangled violently, startling her from her thoughts. 5 towering figures stepped inside, their boots heavy with snow, leather jackets caked in ice. The leader, tall, bearded, with eyes like storm clouds, spoke first. "We can't walk anymore. Can we stay for one night?" Emily froze. She recognized the patches on their vests instantly. Hell's Angels. Fear coiled in her stomach. Stories of chaos, violence, and lawlessness swirled in her mind. Her boss had warned her never to let outsiders linger after hours, especially not them. But then she looked closer. Beneath the grease-streaked leather and steel rings, their faces were haggard, exhausted. One of them limped, another clutched his side like he was hiding pain. Their bikes were buried somewhere in the storm, and they looked like they hadn't slept in days. She swallowed hard. "Back room's just storage," she said slowly, "but it's dry and warm." A murmur of quiet gratitude passed among them. The leader, Brock, as she'd later learn, nodded solemnly. "You've got more courage than most, kid." Emily fetched blankets from her own car, boiled water for tea, and reheated the last batch of chicken soup she'd made for herself. She set it all down in the back room without a word, keeping her distance, but not her heart. At first, silence ruled. The bikers sat stiffly, eyes watchful, jaws tight. But as the warmth seeped in and the storm raged outside, something shifted. Brock spoke first. "Lost my daughter last year. Cancer. Rode non-stop for weeks afterwards. Just couldn't bear being still. One by one the others shared too. A brother killed in a bar fight, a wife who left when the money ran out, a son who hadn't spoken to his father in a decade. These men, so often feared, mocked, even hunted, were just broken people stitching themselves back together 1 mile at a time." Emily listened, not with pity, but with presence. She didn't offer solutions. She didn't flinch. She just saw them. Hours passed. The storm began to ease. Outside, the world softened under a blanket of white. Inside, something even rarer had taken root: humanity. At dawn, the bikers emerged from the back room, cleaned, composed, transformed. They'd swept the floor, stacked the chairs neatly, and left Emily's thermos filled with fresh coffee. Brock approached her last. In his palm lay a small, tarnished metal pendant, a winged skull with the words "Brotherhood," "Honor," "Redemption" engraved beneath. "If you ever need anything," he said, pressing it into her hand, "just show this to any brother on the road. We'll come." Tears welled in Emily's eyes. "Why?" she whispered. "Because you didn't see monsters, you saw men." As their bikes roared to life and disappeared down the snow-dusted highway, Emily stood in the doorway, pendant warm in her palm. The diner hadn't made a dime that night, but her heart, it overflowed. Sometimes the greatest acts of courage aren't grand gestures. They're quiet choices made in the dark when no one's watching. A hot meal, a dry room, a listening ear. In a world quick to judge, Emily chose to believe in second chances, and in doing so, changed lives, including her own. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe to ACA Story Tales. Your support helps us bring more tales of hope, kindness, and unexpected grace to millions around the world. And don't forget, drop a comment below telling us where you're watching from. From New York to Sydney, your voice matters. Because sometimes, kindness is the only map we need. Thanks for watching.